It's another Mad Hatter Shows, everybody. The new look studio here. Everything's a little bit new and improved. I got my hoodie on. It's 37 degrees. I got a new co-host sitting over in the seat. This is Riot. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're gonna tell everybody what's happening here with the Mad Hatter. Sometimes people we've got like some regular followers now, but sometimes people are like, "What is this notification I just got?" If you follow one of our venues that hosts our page here, or if maybe you follow the folks that are going to be on the show here, you probably got a notification. This is an infomercial. We are talking about the Mad Hatter shows that we put on, and Mad Hatter is basically a national company now, putting out wrestling, music, and mainly stand-up comedy. So buckle in here. We've got Brandon Rainwater. We've got Zach Rushing tonight. We ought to have a lot of fun.
I'm ready to have some fun.
And you know what? Like, you're not new to Mad Hatter shows. We've already kind of prepped you. We had you on the Blizzard show with Jimmy Walker.
Yes.
You were one of the few people that made it in the snowstorm.
Oh, man, and I slid all the way to the door. I definitely did, and froze walking to the car, but it was so worth it.
But we delivered Jimmy Walker, so that was fantastic.
Oh.
And then was it last weekend? Weekend before, Haywood Banks.
Yes.
We got you there. Was that your first experience seeing Haywood?
Oh, man, that was my first experience, and I can't wait to see him again. He was...
I think we got a photo of what the Irving looked like. The person that was in your seat the last 3 or 4 shows, besides the one where Jeffrey got in there, she was the opener there. So we had Chameleon on that show there. You can see that room is full with the stage that Elvis Presley was on at the end of his career, and that's kind of our home base now is the Irving Theater. And
that was a lot of people.
Of course, you were starstruck and had to get a photo with me. I don't blame you.
I'm telling you. Oh my goodness, it was those eyes that drew me in. Just a deep pool of handsomeness.
You can keep being on this show because Chameleon used to just say she would hit on everybody that was on the show and then call me ugly. So you've figured out the way to not be replaced in that seat.
Oh man, flattery gets you everywhere.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm easy. I don't even have to think you're sincere, but that's So the Irving Theater's hosting a lot of shows recently. We were in Plainfield this last weekend. Rob Slavin of Ghostlight Photography got some great photos. We had Willie Griswold, Josh Arnold, and Reno Collier on the show. So there's Willie right there making his second different tour, I guess, with us because he's also open for Donnie Baker. And we got those pictures up. This was at the Fraternal Order of Eagles in Plainfield. Josh Arnold there, the middle act, co-headliner, I guess you would say, from Bob and Tom. And then Reno Collier also. So you guys should follow Ghostlight Photography on Facebook also and see Rob Slavin does a lot of the events for us and taking pictures. But
I got to get a flannel shirt.
Yeah, you never know who you're going to see on our shows. And there's fashion icons here.
Yes.
This is... that's Lisa was at Haywood Banks too. Thanks for checking us out here, Lisa. I'm supposed to be told I'm doing a better job of the people that are actually commenting.
Lisa Wood. I got to see her there and give her the biggest hug. She's also from another comedy scene that I've met her at, and I want to take her goggles. But
yeah, and Lisa's been at the Plainfield Eagles too, because she comes around every time we book Haywood Banks. So that's she's a big Haywood fan. So I'm glad you're tuning in here tonight. So tell us about you a little bit. You're a newbie in comedy. How'd you get started? What are you doing here? Why are you doing down this path?
I got started like any comedian when there was no hope left, going through life, needing to find laughter for an escape. But I started it because I was kind of tired of people telling me you should do comedy as well, because they're tired of seeing me make them laugh. Other people should see it as well. So I did an open mic one night, and it's been going since then, almost a year strong now. So
nice. I just celebrated 10 years yesterday, and I celebrated at an open mic in Dayton, Ohio, and I was like, oh my God, I can't. This is what I did mainly my first year. You know what I mean? Like it was. It's it's a nice experience, I guess, to remember, and some of those guys are probably going to get good, but it's a different environment. So what's nice is we've been bringing a lot of different acts here. Some of these guys we have, like, I don't even know if Zach has had to suffer through. We'll have to ask him, a 20-person open mic, you know what I mean? Like, because the guy got famous off videos. So almost as he heard his name and he appeared. So let's pull him up here. Zach Rushing, how are you tonight? Technical issues. Can you hear us, Zach?
Yeah, buddy, I got you. What's going on?
There we go. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Good. I just celebrated 10 years of comedy, and Riot's her 1 year, so we're reflecting on open mics. Have you even had to sit through those, or did you just get famous in your truck?
I got famous in my truck. No. I ain't never done no open mic or nothing like that. I've never even been to one.
I am so envious of you right now. That's ridiculous. Yeah. He's like, if you did like a Mount Rushmore of dudes telling jokes in their truck, it would be like Chad Prather, Dustin Sims, Zach, and like, I don't know, Hillbilly Jay or whatever. I know three of them anyway.
Yeah. So big rig. Gotcha.
Yeah, you're one of those guys that people don't even always know your name, but they know your face because somebody's pressed a share button and then you've ended up somewhere. How is that notoriety for you?
I've actually got that a lot. Like, I'll be in Taco Bell line or at Walmart or something like that, and somebody come up to me and they'll just point at me and be like, "You?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm the funny guy from Facebook. Yes, that's me." Like, Zach Rushing, nice to meet you. But they, like, some of them remember my name, but the majority of them are like, "I've seen you somewhere before." I was like, "I have no idea where you could have seen me from ever." And they were like, "Maybe like on Facebook." I said, "I don't have a Facebook." I just mess with them, and then by the time they leave, I always tell them what's really going on and everything. But yeah, I get noticed quite a lot. It's a very humbling experience when they can't remember your name.
You get a lot of invites to the cookouts?
I have gotten quite a few. I haven't gone to one yet because I feel like my next one is going to be. Actually, it's funny you said that. About 3 weeks ago, I got a call from Mama T. I hadn't talked to her in like a year, and she called me up. And I'm big into helping. I have a bunch of charities that I do. And one of my charities is Inner City Baseball Leagues. Well, they're having a block party down on their street, and they're going to raise money for the Inner City Baseball Leagues. She invited me to come, and I'm probably going to have to do a video on that one. I might do a on-site video for that one, but they're kind of private when it comes to that type of stuff. They don't want to really be on camera too much.
Yeah, you got better willpower than me. If I was getting like invited to barbecues all the time, I'd be even fatter than I am right now. Like that's
I'm battling my waistline right now. What you talking about?
Well, you're hiding it, I guess. The way it's cut off, the way the webcam's going.
Oh yeah, so. Yeah. I'm leaning back. I can't let everybody know how fat I am. But all these shows and stuff I'm doing on the road, man, I'm getting tired of fast food. I'm about to start bringing my meals with me or something.
There you go. Well, April 1st, let's talk about that one because that's a Mad Hatter show. We're gonna have you at Cahoots. Dance Hall and Honky Tonk in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's a country bar. I've been there when Donnie Baker and the Pork Pistols were there. It's a fun venue. How's the tour been going? Like, what's
tour's going great. It is. It's I'm getting to see a bunch of different demographics of people. Like, we've gone everywhere from Baton Rouge, which was my Cajun community. And then we turned around and went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is just like that Midwest feel. Then we come back down to Arlington, Texas, and it was just like I was back in Mississippi. That's about as close as I've gotten to Mississippi yet. And then just this past weekend, we did Joplin, Missouri on Saturday night, and then we drove just straight across the state to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And the difference in them two places right there is like United States, United Kingdom. I mean, it is 100% different, but I'm getting to meet a lot of cool people, getting to hear a lot of stories. One of the best things I can tell you about the tour is after the show, I do my meet and greets, people that buy meet and greets. And I get to actually sit down and talk to people, and they let me know, like, how one of my videos maybe touched them or changed their lives or got them out of a bad spot or something like that. And that's been probably one of the most rewarding, I guess, is the correct word for it. Mm. But yeah, I've never been anywhere up around Nashville or Lebanon or anything like that. So I'm excited to come try it out. When they told me it was a country bar, I got really excited.
Yeah. Those. I mean, you got the twang in your voice, like you fit in well there. When you went to Tulsa, did you do the stage with the American flag in the background? They just make you feel like completely patriotic of that American Legion?
It did. It made me feel patriotic, but the damn the microphone quit working like halfway through the set when Jesse, my lead off was on. So like the whole time up there, I'm like trying to baby this microphone, making sure that it's going to continue to work. But that was probably one of the most energetic crowds, but it was also one of the worst crowds at the same time. They were 99% of the crowd was amazing. 2 people, I stopped the show. I was like, get out. Yeah. Like I'm not going to put up with like I'm cool with being engaging, you know, because I'll sit there and I'll mess with you during the show. That's no problem. And, you know, we can banter back and forth this, that, and the other. But when you start just being just downright rude and disrespectful, and to where you're talking over me, like I got the microphone, they can't talk over me.
He's learned that already. Didn't even do the club stuff. He's already learned that.
Didn't even go to an open mic. You just explained the whole comedy scene.
It's bad, and you're going to get them people. And I have learned this. That's what these ones in Tulsa were. They bought a ticket to come be disruptive.
Yeah.
When you walk in and your first drink order is 6 tequila shots, you come to be disruptive.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I can handle it, but I don't have to do anything. I'll be honest with you. My lead off, Jesse Payton, is probably the hardest working dude in comedy.
I was going to ask, why the hell is he even using a mic? That guy does not need a mic. That guy is energy.
He really doesn't need one, but it makes him feel good to hold one. It's good for pictures.
We had him on the podcast a few weeks ago. He was making me tired, and he just got off a plane.
I do a lot of listening around Jesse because I don't talk a whole lot. You can't get a word in edgewise. You really can't. No, he is the hardest working dude I've ever met in comedy. He lives for it. He, like, the other day we was actually it was like last night before the show, we were sitting there talking. I was talking about fishing and golfing and hunting and stuff like that. And I don't know how, but whatever topic I brought up, he somehow brought up comedy. And I was like, hey, hold on a minute, buddy. Let's talk about something else. Just anything else. It don't matter. But he lives for it, man. He's probably the most dedicated person I've ever met when it comes to his craft. And I told him, I said, buddy, you're going to pass me up like I'm standing still, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, Jesse's definitely on the way up. And the third guy, I guess, that would be in the mix there, like how we met Jesse, is Dustin Sims. So you've done some work with him as well, right?
Yeah, me and Dustin's good friends. It's always good in my industry, the social media influencers and stuff like that. It's good for us to have people we can bounce ideas off of. It's not one of them situations where we can just run down the street and say, hey, look, when you got 2.5 million followers on Facebook, what'd you do? You know, you can't go like just ask questions. So it's cool to bounce ideas and stuff off. And our agent, he calls us a triple threat. It's Jesse, Dustin, and me, because we're so different in every way possible. But for some reason, when on the rare occasions that we do get linked up together, it is just it's amazing. It's a great feeling.
We were supposed to have Dustin Sims in Hobart, Indiana, the night you were at Jimmy Walker, and they got it worse in Hobart, Indiana, with the snow. So that's so it's actually been moved. So for everybody at home that's watching right now, May the 14th, Dustin Sims in Hobart, Indiana. So you can get tickets at the same website that when you're getting your Zach Rushing tickets, and both of those are there. So
I'll come to Lebanon. Is that how you said?
It was Hobart. I don't know.
No. Of him coming to Indiana.
Lebanon is Tennessee. Yeah, we are national. Lebanon, Tennessee is right down there by Nashville.
You know, we got the same little state here.
Yeah, we got a Lebanon, Indiana also.
Yeah, so I thought
he was coming
right now. Yeah, I thought he was coming like all the way up here.
When they're throwing cities at you, do you ever get like that? You're just like, what state is that in?
One of the main things, I feel like it's just nice. I mean, it's common courtesy when somebody comes up to me. I'm like, hey man, where are you from? And they're like, bumfuck Egypt. And I was like, I have no idea where that's at. I really don't. Like, we were in Joplin 2 nights ago, I had 100 meet and greets. They came up to me, and every one of them, I asked where they were from, and not one person just said 2 hours away. They all want to name their hometown like I have any idea where that crap's at. Right. I thought when Mike, my agent, hit me up, he was like, hey, you want to go to Lebanon and do a show? I was like, I don't think I have very many fans over the pond like that. Over there, I don't think they share my beliefs, and they're not gonna find me funny. He was like, no, it's in Tennessee. I was like, why didn't you just leave?
Right.
You know?
Nashville area, that type of thing. So,
yeah, didn't do good in Geo.
So what was your break? She mentioned the cookout video. Was that the one that kind of like got you in front of the most eyes, or because there's people doing reaction videos with you from the cookout videos? I was checking some of those out the other day.
That blows my mind that they do that. There is thousands of them, and it's not just to that video. I mean, they do them to a bunch of them. I'm like, y'all got nothing better to do. But
we're watching people watch you.
A lot like my cookout video. Well, it's the one that I'm known for, but it wasn't my big break. I actually had my first big break on a 1-4 video that I did in my truck, talking about the Lion King. And when it was coming out in 2019, they were telling me about. I was telling them about how if y'all think for 1 second that I'm going to the movie theater, I'm gonna spend $20 on a ticket, $35 on a popcorn, and $18 for a soda. Y'all are out of y'all's mind because y'all are absolutely correct. I am going to see The Lion King. I am going to see the new one. And I did a whole video on that, and that one had like 25 million views or something like that. But the deal with that one was I didn't have a page yet. I did that on my personal page.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay.
So you didn't get a check for that.
What was it?
You didn't get a check for that then, like some of these other ones.
And I'm finna break your heart because be honest with you, I didn't get paid for my cookout video either.
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't get paid for that one. There's somebody reacting to it right there. The cookout video, after I did the Disney video, I said, that's my one-hit wonder, man. You know, everybody gets one lucky break every now and then. And then I made the cookout video, and it went stupid. I mean, absolutely stupid. And actually, Facebook called me, and they were like, hey, look, man, you're missing out on a lot of money. You need to create a public figure page or a comedian page or some kind of business page to where you can get in on this money thing. So I did, and then I just kind of started. I already had 100,000 followers off of my cookout video and my other video on my personal, and I just started posting on my personal page, just kind of sending them over to that one. And it was like a year later, and Facebook called me. I have a good relationship with my manager out there. And she goes, Zach, I'm fit to make you sick to your stomach. I said, all right, go ahead. She said, if you would have been monetized for your cookout video, you know what you would have made off that video? I said, I have no idea. Because I have no idea how that works. I don't. I just get my check in. Right. She said I would have made $703,000 off of that one video, and I did not have any way to monetize it.
You hear that, right? Quit going to open mics. Start making videos. That's where the money's at.
Do it in your car, though. That's the key. You gotta do it. You gotta do it in the car.
But see, people are already doing that. But the thing is, what's funny is it sounds like it should be that easy, but there's not that many of you. There's not that many people that have more than one video that gets the share button. What do you think it is that's about you that appeals to people?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I get this a lot. I always tell everybody, I say, I'm an outlaw, which I don't care about people's feelings. I really don't. It's one of them deals where it's my page, it has my name on it. I'm going to say what I stand for. And when I started, even my dad, he told me, he said, man, they're not going to accept you. He said, you're messing up. You got to try to play to the masses. I said, I'd rather have 10 loyal fans than 1,000 ones that just are kind of like me, you know? And it turns out there's a lot of people out there that think like I do, but I'm not just like the comedian. I never labeled myself a comedian, ever. I said I was a motivational comic because I would take everyday experiences, put a life lesson in there, but keep you laughing along the way. Try to lift your spirits a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I make you cry, I make you think, I make you laugh, make you piss your pants. Whatever I'm feeling that day is what I'll make you do. But as far as if I had to give any advice to like an up and comer, like if you're trying to be a comedian or if you're trying to be a creator or anything like that, it's stick with what got you to where you are. I see it every day. Multiple content creators, multiple comedians. They get like halfway through and everybody loves them, but they're not to the level. Everybody judges the level of your success by your numbers. Mm-hmm. I know quite a few, I ain't gonna name no names, but I know quite a few comedians who have a lot more followers than me. They'll post a video and get 150 likes, 200 shares or something like that. And I get thousands because I stuck with what got me there. I never changed because I didn't have to put on a show. Like what you see from me is what you get. I'm not a character. I don't act any different on stage than I do right here. I don't act any different on this podcast than I do when I go home. It's just me all the time. So it was easy for me. But stick with what got you to where you're at, and talk about things that you are concerned with and that you're knowledgeable on. Because what I see a lot is on comedians, they'll get into topics that they're not educated enough on.
Yeah.
They can't speak the truth on it, and then they start like kind of rambling off bullshit, and everybody calls them out on it. So all of a sudden, boom, nobody listens to them anymore.
Yeah, there's an authenticity to you. And so, even if somebody can't relate to you, they're like, well, that guy seems real, and I think people appreciate that.
The number one comment I get is, he's real.
Everyone likes it.
I guess everybody goes through that point in their life where they're like, am I enough? Am I enough for other people? But I've never questioned that about myself, because I didn't care. Like I said, I'd rather have one loyal person in my life that loves me other than 10,000 that like me. That's just how I am. And it's worked well for me. I'm not saying it's going to work well for everybody, but it's worked well for me.
Well, we're expecting a crowd in Lebanon, Tennessee, not Indiana. Don't be at the Legion in Lebanon, Indiana, where we do shows sometimes. Tennessee. Tickets at madhattershows.com. Before you get out of here, I'm looking at your hat. Tell people that may not know about what your hat stands for.
Oh, yeah. So funny story about my brand. I was drunk at a deer camp in 2019, like right before I started making videos. And me and my buddies were up there, and we were playing cards, and we were just absolutely trash. Next morning, we woke up, we went to the table, and somebody had drew this emblem on a napkin, and nobody remembered who drew it. So it just sat on the table for like the next 3 months. And then all of a sudden, 3 months later, one of the guys that was with me found a video, and it was me. I was doodling on this thing, and I kept on talking about in the video how I'm going to start an outdoors company that helps out handicapped kids in order to give them a chance to go hunting and fishing and stuff, no matter what they liked, whether it was bass fishing, deer hunting, duck hunting, turkey hunting. So I called it Bass, Bucks, and Birds. And 3 months later, I went and grabbed it and took it to a hat place, and I had enough money in my pocket to buy 12 hats. Sold them 12 hats, bought 24. Sold them 24, bought 48. And now over the past 2 years, we've been able to expand not only from handicapped kids that want to go hunting and fishing. We also feed countless homeless veteran homes. We actually just spent I don't want to tell you how much we spent, but we bought all 13 of our fallen soldiers that died wrongfully overseas a monument to put in their hometown, and it's all from this company and the amount of support that people seem to give it, because they know that it stands for something. And that's what I always tell them. I say, if you're repping my brand, just know you're helping somebody.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you April 1st in Lebanon, Tennessee. Go out to where can they find one of those hats too? After they buy tickets to your show, if they want a hat to or a shirt, whatever, what's that website?
Just BBB Outdoors, BBBOutdoors.com.
Awesome.
If you can catch them, we have a hard time keeping things in stock right now. But if you can catch them, grab one. But we will have a full merchandise booth on tour in Lebanon.
Well, the folks at home that are watching all the stuff pop up on the screen, we've got a pretty cool roster, pretty impressive group of names that work for Mad Hatter Shows. We're happy to add you to the mix here. You're very, very worthy of being a Mad Hatter.
Man.
So, yeah.
I'm very excited. I appreciate y'all taking the time to talk to me.
Awesome. We'll see you on April 1st.
I'll be there, buddy, with all bells on.
Zach Rushing, everybody. Right. So everybody at home, that's if you didn't know he was a comedian, you might be like, that's a country singer. That's a guy that's hosting the skeet shooting show on the TV or whatever, right?
Right, but I do remember him from definitely the Lion King one. I wasn't still going to pay it, but I was like, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that one of going to the movie theaters. But
awesome, cheap. We're glad to add him to the roster here. So, yeah, you're kind of exploring Mad Hatter Shows. But I'm not introducing you. Some of the chameleon didn't know all these folks. And you seem like you're already a kind of a comedy junkie that's absorbing everything anyway.
I am a comedian freak. I won't talk as much as others. But, yes, I love comedy. If it was food, I would eat it. But I still probably wouldn't gain any weight. But, hey, I love comedy. And especially social media. I try to keep up with my daughter sometimes. So got to kind of be hip to the viral videos.
Well, let's pull up while we're waiting on Brandon to call in. Let's pull up some of the other shows we have coming up, and we'll see if you've heard of these folks too. Cletus T. Judd is this weekend in West Virginia and Ohio. Cletus T. Judd, you may be too young to remember when this guy was huge in the 90s. He's kind of the country Weird Al. So we're gonna announce that Cletus is coming here. I don't think the people at home can see that yet, but there we go. There's Cletus, and a quick. He's coming soon.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm in here working on this old rundown, dilapidated house, but it's going to be a beauty.
New studio, a couple hiccups going on here,
right.
but there's Cletus T. Judd talking about this weekend
in Marietta, Ohio. Myself and Reno Collier, we bring in the funny to the Adelphia Music Hall. Tickets on sale right now. You can get them at cletustjudd.com. Why wouldn't you come? Come on, you can't hear me on the radio, but you can see me in person. Bring it on, baby. March 12th, me and Reno Collier, Adelphia Music Hall, Marietta, Ohio. See you there. Bye.
Marietta, right outside of Huntington, right outside of Parkersburg, is where he's going to be on the 12th, and then he's there the night before in Huntington, West Virginia. So you can get those tickets at madhattershows.com. I thought we were going to go through several of these shows in the meantime, but we have a very prompt second guest who is he's here already. So let's go ahead and pull him up here. Brandon Rainwater. We ruined the surprise that you were already in there because they flashed it during Cletus. But good seeing you, Brandon, again.
What's going on, man? How are you doing?
Good. Obviously, I've worked with you before. We got Riot in the studio here, too. And she says she's a comedy junkie. So have you seen Brandon before?
Yes, I have. I watch a lot of your videos, not only when you're playing the little son and saying, my daddy said, but Daddy, I was just coming. You remember you said I can go in the refrigerator? I love it. I love it all. Like, yes, I've definitely watched a couple of your videos. Not more than a couple.
Definitely appreciate it.
Well, Brandon, you're going to be opening for Ginger Billy this weekend on a show that I'd love to plug the show so we could sell more tickets, but we've sold the whole theater. So next time, guys, we got a sold out theater in Burlington, Iowa. Have you been selling a lot of tickets with Ginger Billy lately?
Yeah, man, we've been on a pretty good little road since we started back in November of last year. So hopefully it keeps going like that, man. We're having fun. Now
I know that you do shows where you're the headliner, you're the feature on different shows back home. When you go out on the road with Ginger Billy, I'm going to guess sometimes the crowds look different than your other crowds. What's it like balancing the being an opener for a bigger name and then also still wanting to do your own thing and build your own career?
Man, well, like it's kind of funny, man. Like at first, that was kind of something that a lot of people was asking me about, man. But like I'm fortunate, man. Like the dynamic and the way that he lets me do it. Like he says our show, and he lets me do what I want to do as if it was mine, man. So like I get to go out there and for 35 to 40 minutes I get to pretend and act like it's my show and then bring him up afterwards, man. So it's kind of cool, man. I'm lucky, man, because I've toured and opened for a couple other comics, man, and it's different, because like some people for sure that you're second fiddle, but I'm fortunate, man. He never makes me feel like that, man. He was like, hey, if they offer a show, like, hey, do you want to do this show too? If both of us have to be on for it, so if we both don't want to do it, it's pretty cool, man. So yeah. It's nice. It's nice to be able to open up front instead of doing 200 people or 100 people to be able to walk out to 500 to 900 people at our last show is it's nice. Dream come true for a comic.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, and if you do, you have to stick around after the show, and you're gonna get a photo. That photo is gonna have Brandon in there too, so it's
yeah.
But you know what? When you watch the show, you may not know Brandon ahead of time, but you hold your own pretty well. You've got a very solid set. How long have you been doing this? How'd you get started?
I've been doing comedy now around about 7 years, 6.5, right at 7. I got into it like most people, they can't say, hey man, you're funny, you think you're funny. So I hit a couple open mics up, and then just kind of said, you know what, I do like it. And then after a while, you start to believe in yourself more than other people believe in you. And then, here you go.
We just interviewed Zach Rushing. That dude has never done an open mic. I'm like, I hate you. How have you gone through that? So, because he got famous doing the videos, that kind of thing. So
yeah, man, he skipped some steps, man.
Well, you're catching up there. You're doing the videos too. Clearly, we got one of them up there.
Yeah, dude, you have to do that, man. I had to had to get more motivated and start putting more videos out. I was kind of lazy with that, but now.
So is your son getting an allowance, or does he just get a cut of your monetization?
I get him a cut of the money that we make on Facebook, which is not a lot.
Well, we need everybody to follow you. It's comedian Brandon Rainwater on Facebook, right?
Yeah, comedian Brandon Rainwater on Facebook and Brandon Rainwater on all of the social media platforms. But definitely need every follow I can get.
So there's all these folks, like, they're going to tell you, right, you're going to be doing comedy for a little bit, and they're going to go, you can't get famous in Indianapolis, you can't go anywhere in Indianapolis, you need to go to a big city, you need to go to Chicago, New York, LA. Where did you get discovered, Brandon?
I was at Greenwood, South Carolina, man. At the Comedy Zone, man. So
you don't have to go to the big cities. You're back in the.
You don't. We don't. I mean, and me and Ginger Billy, we both from the same little small town, Union, South Carolina. I think Union may have 3,000 people in it now. And he got discovered from there. He still lives in Union. I moved an hour and 20 minutes away, but right now, man, with social media, with social media, you can blow up anywhere, man. Just got a little hard work and a little luck.
Yeah, I remember he was telling me, he was like, they were looking for a feature, and I was like the only guy in town with enough minutes. Maybe you don't want to be somewhere where there's 5,000 competent comedians. Maybe you want to be somewhere where you can stand out.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's how it started with me. Just being one of my first feature jobs I got. It was at Comedy Zone. They called and it was like, hey, we don't have anyone that can feature. They said, Brandon, how good is your 20 minutes? And when and that's how I got my first job as a feature, just like that. It's crazy.
Fantastic. And then before you know it, you're opening for a guy that's got millions of followers.
Yeah, man, and it was kind of crazy because when we met, like, he didn't see me perform the first time that we met. We was just talking, found out we was from the same town, and he was like, man, give me your number. Let's do some writing together. And I was like, sure. And then he was like, hey, when is the open mic coming back around? He's like, and I'm about to go on tour next year. He said, you should go with me. He hadn't even seen me perform yet. So he was just going off. Somebody said, man, Brandon's funny. And luckily I was. So it worked out.
So you do a lot of crowd work. You do a lot of kind of survey stuff and bouncing things off the crowd to get them engaged. Is that how your regular set is, or is your set different when you're out on the road?
If I'm doing straight headlining, it's a little bit less crowd work. I still do what I call it crowd manipulation. Crowd work is when you ask someone a question and you don't know where you're going to go with it. I do crowd manipulation because I know where I want to go with any question that you come with it. So it's a little more, I know a lot of people do something similar, but I want to when I'm opening up for him, I want to make sure I get the crowd ready for a comedy show. When you're coming to see people like him, they're coming to see a celebrity. A lot of people have never been to a comedy show before. They don't know what to expect. So I have to get them, in my head, I'm saying, let's get them relaxed. Let's get them used to laughing. Let's let them know laughing is okay. So by the time he come out there, they're like, okay, I know what we're supposed to do. These guys are all friends. We know them. I'm ready to have a good time.
Yeah, I know that there's people that get a kind of snooty about, I'm working in a club and these guys are in theaters or lodges or whatever, and it's, I'm in a club, so that makes me a better performer. I'll tell you what, if you don't venture outside of the clubs, you are going to get your ass kicked in American Legion or a historic theater or something, you know what I mean? Because those people they're not there every weekend watching whoever's there. They're there because, they're there to see Ginger Billy, who they don't even know what they're coming to get. That's the guy that's driving around in a video. So when somebody else they're not expecting Brandon Rainwater, you've got to be funny or you're going to have a rough night.
Yeah, it's a total different thing. Totally, for sure, man. So that's what I just try to, and I've done. When we first started, I was trying to decide which way I want to do it because I'm pretty good at hosting and headlining. So I do like a mixture when it's me and him. I do like my first 15 minutes of being more like a host, and then I cruise into my feature or headliner set. You know, I cruise into that about 15 minutes into the set. Then they're rocking with us then, hopefully.
Were you surprised that Ginger Billy is a competent stand-up with a writer? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you get these folks that make the transition and they're not necessarily like ready for it yet. This guy takes care in his set and he's looking at it before the show. I mean, were you impressed with how he made sure he was good at both?
Yeah, and that's again, like I said, that's how we met. When I first met him, I just walked up to him because I had seen some other internet comics, and I was like, hey man, I was like, I mean this with all due respect. I said, bro, you're funny. I said I came out here tonight to see, you know, if you was funny or not. I said because I had seen some other internet comics guys, and they weren't on social media, and they weren't funny. And he was like, man, you think so for real? I said, no man. I said, I'm not, got no reason to lie. I said, you're talented. And I tell a lot of people that who I'm on the road who ask me about it. I was like, nah man, he may have started that way. I said, but he's got his stand-up chops. He really can go with the best of them. He's funny, man. Yeah,
there's a bit he has about riding a roller coaster with his son that I put up against anybody else's 10 minutes that's out there. You know, it's don't call this guy a YouTube comic. Like he's legit.
Yeah, no, he's funny, man. He's funny.
So that's good that you can recognize that, and you can feel like you're good, like you're not carrying the show when you're out there. You know. So what's next for you? I mean, are you wanting to be the guy that's touring like in Billy's spot, or do you like being the opener? I mean, sometimes people are okay not being the guy.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, we got a plan. Our plan is for, and which has been much as his plan has been mine. He wants to help me continue to grow my social media, and our dream and plan is for us to eventually work it over to a double headlining position, and we're selling out arenas and theaters. So that's
nice.
That's our plan. That's been our goal since he started touring with me. He was like, hey man, he was like, we're gonna do this together. It's me and you. He was like, we're gonna focus on your social media. So he's kind of pushed me harder to be more. I used to post maybe once a month, man, but now I'm on a regular posting schedule and everything. So the plan is for, you know, us to grow this thing as big as we can grow it. You know, who knows?
Yeah, were you watching Ginger Billy when he was the opener? You're the comedy junkie. Did you see him back then?
No, not back then. I didn't get to Ginger Billy until the do-rag, till he put on his do-rag, and I've been a junkie of his since then. I kind of hate when I come in late to a comic on their years, and then it's like, now I gotta go back.
You gotta catch up.
It's so worth it. It's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a little starstruck tonight because these are like my favorite internet viral people right now. Like, it's a couple times I wanted to whoop your son because I'm a mother. But
he's a handful.
Yes. If he needs a stepmama, I'm there for you. Okay.
I got you. I'll send him there a couple of days.
All right.
Let's see a picture, because there may be the occasional person at home that's just stumbling around online and doesn't know who the heck this Ginger Billy is. Let's get a picture up here on the stage, or on the main screen here.
Yeah.
I feel like this should be like the Huck and Jim tour or something. Like, this is perfect. Like,
yeah, man. No, that's what man. I tell everybody, man, because we're both from the country, and I tell everybody, I was like, man, we're both country. I was like, we just different sets of country. Like, I'll play in the creek and he'll drink the creek water, just different. And you know, we just different sets of country, man.
Awesome. Well, this weekend, I'd love to tell you to come out to the show in Burlington, Iowa, but there's already a packed theater that's going to be there. But if it's up to me, we're going to have you on some fall dates and beyond to keep working with you. So we're definitely happy. Like, I told Zach the same thing. I was like, we're getting a pretty impressive roster. Like, it's almost like a badge of honor to say I've worked with Mad Hatter shows now. You know, it's So
and add it to your resume.
Yeah. It's like we got all these great comedians and we got Neil. So that's where we're at. But that's why they let me talk to you guys.
No, man, you guys do got a pretty nice lineup, man, which is pretty cool to be able to have so many good and funny comics and be, you know, working in clubs, theaters, and, you know, wherever else we can get booked. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you're talking about building your social media, so let's give you a chance to pump it up here. Where can people follow you?
Yeah, man, on Facebook, it's look up comedian Brandon Rainwater. Boom, that's it. On Instagram, it's Brandon_Rainwater. Boom. _. And on TikTok, it's the same thing. It's on my Instagram, Brandon _Rainwater. So yeah, follow me on everything, man.
You went from the straw hat to looking like a Brian McKnight cover on the Instagram
man,
there. So you
that's
got
me. That's how I do it, man. That's how I do it. Just have to let people know sometime, man, that I'm right there from the sticks too, man. You know, I played in creeks, went fishing, hunting, all that stuff, man. That's what I do right there at it, man. So got to remind them sometimes.
awesome. Well, I will see you on Saturday because I'm going to be there doing crowd control there. It's a fantastic venue. It's probably a top 5 venue I've ever performed in. If they like you, they're going to treat you like Seinfeld. It's like it sounds so good, and the speaker, even backstage, it sounds good. So
can't wait.
It's a good time. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you Saturday and beyond.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man.
You got our fangirl here, too. We're going to keep bringing her along.
Well, I already follow you.
it.
I definitely follow you. Like, that was off top. So,
Hey, I appreciate it.
Awesome. We'll let you
tell
go.
everybody. Appreciate every fan, everyone that ever watched a video, because it really does help.
Awesome, man. We look forward to growing with you. So we've had a couple fun viral comedian folks tonight.
Yes.
Poor Jason, our producer, is trying to juggle everything at once while people still call in and all that. So let's catch our breath for a second.
Yeah, looks like people see the studio's different.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
awesome.
I don't know who dude is, but dude
Thanks,
noticed.
dude.
So that's thanks, dude. Yeah. Before we get out of here, let's bring up the other shows we've got going on. So I know that
I'm excited.
it was hectic before, so we'll just say, hey, Cletus T. Judds this weekend. He's going to have Reno Collier with him. West Virginia and Ohio, back-to-back nights. MadHatterShows.com. The other one we're going to pull up here for... I got the list here because I don't want to skip anybody. Haywood Banks is Friday night in Richmond, so we just brought him up a minute ago, but you got introduced to him. We're going to be at the 4th Floor Blues Club in Richmond, Indiana, upstairs. We had Jimmy there a few weeks ago. We've had a lot of folks. That's kind of becoming one of our non-Irving hotspots where we put people all the time in Richmond, Indiana. So we'll have to get you out there sometime to check out the place.
Trip.
You have to go up like a antique manual elevator. If you're freaked out by
As long as I'm not working it, we're fine. I'm just saying, but
it's fun. But every now and then somebody will close their eyes while they're going up in it. But no, it's a neat venue because you actually are on the 4th floor. So
and it's literally hand made of elevating it, going up and down.
I mean, I don't think we were requiring on his strength, but it's manually operated, so it's there's a brewery on the 1st floor. Sometimes we do shows there, but we'll have Haywood upstairs. So for those that you don't know, he's a guitar comic. He's a musician. Toast is where to start with him when you're looking online. So
I remember that. I've been playing with forks in the toaster for the past week now, and now my daughter's doing it. So thank you, Haywood. I appreciate it. Love it.
We just mentioned Ginger Billy, so that's going to be featuring Brandon Rainwater, and it's almost like a double headliner show. I mean, Brandon does like 35 minutes, and then Ginger does like 55, so they fill out the 90-minute show. But you don't necessarily know what you're getting with Ginger Billy because he's always doing stunts like this. But yeah, he's it's a kind of a storytelling show, stand up. He's a pretty good writer, and he's good at everything.
I would just love one day to hang out with him, just country style.
He's good at everything except dressing, I think.
That's the day I would want with him, just to get him some full pants.
But then you'd be taking away his distinction. So.
Well, how's he going to get an award? He's going to come up with shorts?
I don't know. I don't know how this all works. But Zach would say, "Hey, do what you know.
Yeah.
Keep it real, right?" So.
Keep it genuine. Keep it real.
Ginger Billy this weekend.
But the shorts will look great on me. Or you.
I don't know if I can pull that off. That's we'll see. Another person we use quite a bit, Donnie Baker. We book a lot of him. I don't know if you're familiar with Donnie.
Yes.
You will be. Otherwise, if probably get to know him. If you keep working with Mad Hatter shows. So we just did a week. A Friday night show in Bartonville, Illinois, did our first thing there. We've got a number of different shows with him coming up. The next one is going to be in Martinsville, Indiana on March the 25th, 5th. And it's a Friday night. The 7:30 p.m. show is sold out, and we have added a 10:30 p.m. show. So plenty of tickets available for that one. So you can come out for late night. It'll probably be even dirtier, a little more wild, a little more, a little more loose. Second show on a Friday.
Right? It's his pants for me. I'm sorry. It's the fashion statements.
Those are court ordered. You'll find out when you see this. He's got 9 pounds of pork in there. So Saginaw, Michigan, we're going to be at the Court Street Theater on April 2nd. We're going to be at Pierre's in Fort Wayne on April the 15th. Lima, Ohio at the Eagles on the 16th. And then 2 shows in Wisconsin are also on the schedule right now in Wausau and Oshkosh. So if you're in any of those areas, you want to go see Donnie Baker, go out to madhattershows.com.
Like in all 50 states right now.
We're not in all 50 yet, but we're in like 16 or 17 or something. So yeah,
I'm just stating, we've learned tonight, me in geography, we wasn't really good in high school. Okay?
So I could tell you it's 50 and you'll believe. You're just like, I don't know the difference. I don't know, Saginaw and Toledo are different states. I don't know.
Google will tell me. Google.
Christopher Titus has got a March 31st date with us. It's going to be a Thursday night at that same theater in Saginaw. So those shows are actually on the same week. So if you're in Saginaw and you can't figure out which show to go to, you should probably just get tickets to both. But funny weekend to have. Thursday night with Christopher Titus and Saturday night with Donnie Baker. So are you of the age where you saw his sitcom, or you were like you had to be in bed for school the next day?
It just depends. Probably both. Because I was the kid peeking around the corner watching the one TV. But no, this was a little bit. I was born right 1990.
Okay, so you were 10 years old when he came out with his sitcom on Fox. So you're going to have to hunt that out on Amazon or something and check it out.
I wasn't allowed to watch certain comedy, but I definitely got to go back and watch it.
You can now. Yeah, it's a grown person show. I've seen that.
You hear that, Mom? Grown.
MadHatterShows.com to see Christopher Titus. So, all right. Also, April the 1st. This is on the same night as Zach Rushing. So if you're not down south in Tennessee, that doesn't make sense. If you're further up in the Midwest, up Great Lakes area, we need to have you in Milwaukee for the Hodge Twins. That is a show that's going to be at the Pabst Theater. You know these guys?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, you're the chameleon in you is coming out because that's the same look she gives to the Hodge
I'm
Twins.
a twin, so just saying. No, they're too big for me. They're or at least their necks are. But they're handsome though. Their faces. I like their faces.
If you like puny guys, let's talk after the show. But Hodge Twins, April 1st. We also have 2 other shows on the schedule right now. April 2nd in Green Bay, Wisconsin. April 8th in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And if you don't live those places, you should still follow us on Mad Hatter Shows because I think we got more shows to be announced. In fact, I'm sure of it. Yeah. A couple down where Brandon Rainwater lives. So got that going on. Let's bring up Zach Rushing here. For those of you that missed the first part of the show, and or you're like, I don't know if I've seen this guy's video before. That's how he looks in the video. It's kind of intense that it's just a still shot there, but that's there we go. Now he's smiling. For a second it was like, that's a little intense.
I'm a little tense, like, huh?
But Zach Rushing in Cahoots Dance Hall in Honky Tonk in Lebanon, Tennessee. That one's going to be a lot of fun. That's also on April the 1st. Tickets at madhattershows.com.
I would love to see him live, actually.
Well, you know what? You can go to the right Lebanon. You can go see him. So I don't know if I'm going to be at that show or not. I don't know what's happening yet with routing because John and I have to figure it out. But if I'm down there, you can stow away. If you got gas money, you should start saving now.
Right, with gas prices, got to plan trips months in advance. That's more than
you got almost a month for him. So, but yeah, Zach Rushing, April the 1st. Hopefully we'll get some more shows with him down the road as well. Then we have a whole weekend with Gilbert Gottfried. You're born in 1990. You may not know this guy.
I know Gilbert
you
Gottfried.
Do know him. Right.
I definitely know him.
Because I saw him for the first time in Problem Child, like while you were being born, 1990. And then we would have.
That's one of my friends. He's a wonderful child. Like that's all I. I love that part. Like, I loved him in Problem Child, definitely.
And then it was USA Up All Night. They would show like the TV versions of like Porky's and like movies that I couldn't watch, when I was a kid. So we'd see like with all the nudity edited out and stuff. But he would host when they would come back. I remember he was on USA Up All Night. This guy's, obviously the Filthy Joke and the Aristocrats also. In Aladdin, so he's got range where he can be clean or dirty.
Definitely. I used to always think, like, I thought his eyes was closed and he could see through them for years, and until I really looked, I was like, oh, they're actually open. Okay. But he is hilarious. Yes, I definitely can't wait to see him. Very distinctive
look. Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Richmond. So two of those areas that I said were kind of our home base. Also the Redmore in Cincinnati. So April 7th, 8th, and 9th, those tickets are at madhattershows.com.
Definitely be there.
And the last one we're going to bring up is Dustin Sims. We brought him up a little bit earlier, and that's where he's in his house instead of in his vehicle. So but yeah, he belongs on the list of folks driving around. Usually when he's driving around, though, he squashes his face with the Snapchat filter, that kind of thing. So I think we use this one just because you can actually see what he looks like instead of it being all squished and high-pitched. But Hobart, Indiana, May the 14th will be the makeup show, since he tried coming here in a snowstorm and it didn't work out that well.
Well, good thing you got him regular so people won't look for a Snapchat filter face.
That's right. And he'll have Jesse Payton with him, who's also going to be opening for Zach Rushing. So it's all come back to the beginning of the show here. We've come back full circle. So,
as they say in life.
Yeah. And
Until you get an adult.
They got the script here. Does the script bother you? We've had hosts before. They're like, why do you have to spell everything out? But I like it.
I mean, I actually like knowing where I'm supposed to be, but still knowing that I'm going to be lost and I don't know where I'm supposed to be. So,
There you go. Well, we made it to the end of the show here. So you got through you never forget your first
time. I'm going to say it. Yes, you never forget.
Never forget it. So you made it with flying colors. So fantastic. Zach Rushing, Brandon Rainwater. We keep doing this every few weeks. We're going to have another fun show coming up soon. You saw all the other stuff that's coming up. You never know who's going to be a guest. So hopefully we get you back in the studio.
Definitely.
And we'll see you guys next time. MadHatterShows.com.